welcome. First of all, welcome. This is Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, here to lead the conversation in important events and topics that are shaping today's society. Join the conversation and follow us wherever you get your audio podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch our video podcast. Rate, review, like, comment, share. Share with your friends, share with your family, hell, even share with your enemies. On today's episode, it's the Sibling Happy Hour. I'm here with my sis, Aundrea. We're going to be dilly-dadding a little bit, and then we're going to be talking a lot about the Olympics, some of its controversies, and some of its great stories. But that's enough of the intro. Let's get to the show. What up, sis?
What up, brother? USA! USA!
This is the only time that we're like super patriotic.
Beyond patriotic, yes.
Beyond patriotic.
I am one of those viewers who watches every single thing. I don't care what it is. If the US is competing, I'm watching it. If it's equestrian dressage, let them horses crip walk, and good luck to the USA. And archery, shooting has been amazing this year.
That's because of the Turkish guy.
The Turkish guy, and then just how cool some people have just been looking with the shooting and the gear on. There was what I can't remember. I want to say Korea, but anyway, she looked so cool with all the gear on. So shooting has been big all the way through to archery. I've been watching archery. We've been dominating. We're doing things in archery. I don't care what it is. Rowing, I'm watching it. It's on 24/7 in my household. The Olympics is my favorite time every 4 years.
Okay. Hey, look, I can't say too much because I try to have it on, but it's a lot to follow. It's a lot for me
you gotta have your little score sheets. I
don't got no score sheets.
I'm keeping track of the medal count. Okay. We are behind in golds. This year, this Olympics is looking real silver and bronze for the U.S. We have gotten 15 golds, but it's been real silver and bronze. Of course, we're leading in overall medals, but China is leading in gold medals. But, hopefully that'll turn around now that track and field has started.
Okay. I was watching, I don't know what this was. I popped up on my social media and I didn't have time to do research. We'll talk about social media and research later. But did the Dutch win a track and field race coming from way behind? I saw a video where they were trailing and then this tall Dutch woman just started bursting down the stretch and won the race. I don't know if that was recent or if it was this Olympics. It just popped up on my social media.
It was the 4x400 meter mixed relay prelims. The United States stole the show because they got the world record in the prelims. Mm-hmm. But in the final, the Dutch grabbed the gold. And you are correct. It's 2 men, 2 women that run in the 4x400 meter mixed. And they won. We took the silver.
I noticed something about the Dutch team. A lot of melanin in some of their skin.
Melanin, yeah. There's a large Black Dutch population.
Did not know this. I mean, I knew that there were certain. I think there's a few Dutch basketball players that are mixed, but I did not know that that they just they out here. We out here like that.
Yeah, that was a stunning race because the Netherlands, honestly, they didn't even qualify for the event for the 2020 Olympics. Mm-hmm. So
I wonder if the team dynamics changed a little bit.
I don't know. But
I don't know, but yes. Hey, maybe. So what else is going on with the Olympics? Because I only want to talk about the stories. I don't really care about I mean, I haven't even watched the men's basketball. I did watch a little bit of the 3-on-3. Yeah, I watched a little bit of the 3-on-3, and then Jimmy Fredette, who was a famous college basketball player, did not pan out in the NBA 3-on-3 now, but was getting a rub down and that social media and the internet. Sometimes I can't stand the social media and internet, but it's all fun
Listen,
and games.
it was just growing, and listen, they can be painful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you and I, we both play sports. You played for much longer than I did, but in soccer, I have pulled my groin muscle before,
Yeah.
so it can be painful. So hey, listen, that's athletics.
And here's
It's
athletics.
always
It was
gonna
just
be a little strange to non-athletes, but
it was just the memes and everything that's going on. There's been a lot of memes for the Olympics.
a lot of memes. A
So
lot
that's
of
how I'm
memes.
keeping
Yes.
up with it. But you are a fan. So I give you credit.
Yes.
USA.
And shout out. I want to give a shout out to Katie Ledecky, who, with 9 Olympic gold medals, 14 in total, has become the most decorated U.S. female Olympian.
That's amazing.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, she's not too. I mean, she's behind Michael Phelps, who I think, oh God, I think he's got like 28 medals or something like that. So that's he's on another level. But most decorated U.S. female Olympian, and then of course Simone Biles, most decorated female gymnast, I think, of all time.
Well, we gonna get into Simone. That's the whole third segment because
Okay.
I'm not. I like the stories. I
Yes.
like the stories, and she had a lot of stories going around behind that.
Yes.
Another thing I'm seeing on social media is like Snoop Dogg is the official U.S. mascot for the Olympics. Like he is all over the place.
I don't know if you saw him and Martha Stewart attending the equestrian events in a full equestrian garb, but they looked fantastic.
He was the first one that said
cool.
the horses was doing the crip walking. When him and Kevin Hart the last time had that little show. He is a fool.
The show is Olympic Highlights. It's on Peacock. It's now being hosted by Kevin Hart and Kenan Thompson, and it is hilarious. So
is it as hilarious as it was with Snoop?
Snoop is a different kind of comedian in that he's not a comedian. He's just a funny individual. So you're gonna get something different between Snoop Dogg and Kenan Thompson.
Yes.
But it's still very funny.
To detour for a quick second, talk about Snoop and comedy. Snoop could be a comedian because in the movie The Wash, he was funny.
Yes.
Snoop is one of those people that are funny. There are people that try to be comedians that are not funny, that can learn the art of telling a joke and create jokes and be kind of funny. Then there are just people who are just naturally hilarious. Snoop is one of those people that's just naturally hilarious. I think he could get around comedians. Drewski is another one. Drewski is just naturally hilarious.
I don't know who that is.
Social media, yes, you do. Social media person, bigger guy, black. He's got this little show on YouTube. He and Kevin Hart and the little dude did a whole 24-hour Twitch. We talked about it.
Yes. No, I do know who that is.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Like Drewski is just hilarious. But anyway, so back to the Olympics. Yeah, the Olympics has been cool. I've been keeping that with me through social media.
Another unintentional but very welcome mascot, Flavor Flav, who, when finding out that the women of the U.S. water polo team had to work 2 and 3 jobs to pay competition fees and for training, he has decided to sponsor them.
Oh, wow.
And he sponsored the team, who, of course, took gold, who have taken gold in the last 3 Olympics. So they're an extraordinary team, but had trouble with funding. So he not only sponsored them, but also she is U.S. Olympian for shot put. She also tweeted that she's about to head to the Olympics and doesn't know if she can even pay her rent. Her name is Veronica Fraley. She's the discus thrower for Team USA. So Flavor Flav, and Reddit founder and husband of Serena Williams, Alexis Ohanian, paid her rent, not just for the month, but for the rest of 2024.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we got some angels out there. It doesn't make sense, when you think about these people bringing home accolades for their country and they can't even afford their training and competition fees. So
No, it makes perfect sense. We don't pay attention to these people except for every 4 years, and then they will disappear from our psyche until the Olympics come back around. The only one that stays in our public eye was Caitlyn Jenner, but that's that's for several reasons outside of the Olympic accomplishments that people, quite honestly, probably don't remember or forgotten, and you just have to remind them, like, she was a major Olympian. But the mascots, hey, look, Black folks be supporting this country.
Yeah, we will with our dollars and with our time. We will get out there and support the country, because a lot of the time we're supporting people who look like us.
Say it again for the people in the back.
I say a lot of the time we're supporting people who look like us, but that does not mean, that we don't need everybody. America literally becomes a coalition of everybody when it comes to the Olympics, and everybody's got their, listen, beach volleyball, white people, we need you and we love you.
And look, I love beach volleyball. That's one event I have been watching a lot of.
Yes, okay.
I think I texted you, like, I really love beach volleyball. I love beach volleyball. I can't help but say it enough. The women's. I love all beach volleyball, but more specifically, the women's.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. We done laughed and joked.
Yeah.
Enough about the Olympics. We'll get to more laughing and joking, but I want to get to serious discussion about misinformation and the Olympics. And we're going to get into that next. So, Jay, I told you, I was like, there's something that I really want to talk about. I think I texted you after we filmed the last Sibling Happy Hour, and I was like, we have to talk about this because I have so many different thoughts on this. So, Imane Khelif, I looked it up. That's not the proper way to pronounce it. I memorized it and still screwed it up. And I'm going to screw up a lot of these names.
I think it's Imane Khelif.
Yes. But I'm just going to, throughout the rest of this, I'm just going to call her Imane. So Imane is an Algerian professional boxer born on May 2nd, 1999 in Algeria. She competes in light heavyweight and welterweight divisions and had represented Algeria in various international competitions, including the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, and of course, this Summer Olympics here in Paris. Imane has achieved significant success in her boxing career, winning medals at World Championships, African Championships, Mediterranean Games, and Arab Games. She recently made headlines by reaching the semifinals in the 66-kilogram category at the 2024 Olympics, guaranteeing herself at least a bronze medal. However, Imane has faced controversy regarding her gender eligibility. She was disqualified by the IBA, more on that later, from the 2023 Women's World Boxing Championships after failing unspecified gender eligibility tests. The International Olympic Committee, from here on out, we're going to just call it the IOC, and its Paris boxing unit confirmed her eligibility to compete in the Olympics. Imane has had to overcome various challenges to get here, just like we were talking about in the previous segment. Olympians go through that struggle. This including commuting long distances for training and even selling scrap metal to afford bus fare. Now, the last time I seen somebody sell scrap metal was only on The Wire. Like that's you really got to be in real poverty to have to get to that level to sell scrap metal. Now, I mentioned the IBA earlier, who disqualified her from competing in the 2023 Women's World Boxing Championships. Who is the IBA? The IBA is the International Boxing Association, previously known as the Association Internationale des Boxing Amateurs, or the AIBA. It's an international sports organization that sanctions amateur Olympic-style boxing matches. The IBA consists of 5 continental confederations the AFBC, the AMBC, the ASBC, the EUBC, and OCBC. I'm not going to go through all those bodies, but it consists of a lot of different organizations that's rolled into one. The IBA is responsible for organizing and overseeing various boxing competitions, including the World Championships, Continental Championships, and other international tournaments. It plays a crucial role in developing the sport of boxing at all levels, from grassroots to elite levels, and works to create new opportunities for athletes. However, the IBA has faced its share of controversies and challenges over the years, including issues related to governance, judging, and financial management. However, it continues to be a significant governing body in the world of boxing. Corruption in boxing, we've never seen that before. Russia has significant ties with the IBA. The current president of the IBA, Imane Khelif, I screwed up that name as well, but just look it up, is Russian. Not saying that all Russians are bad, just saying Russia's a part of this. Under his leadership, the IBA has faced various controversies and governance issues, leading to suspension by the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, in 2019. The IOC stripped the IBA of its status as a sports world governing body in 2023 due to failure to meet required reforms. So it popped up in social media that Imane was a transgender fighter. That was the buzz, and news organizations ran it. Boston Globe had to write a retraction saying that they were wrong. When I originally saw this, it popped up on my social media feed, and I was like, wait a minute, a transgender Olympic fighter is in the women's division? It's like this. Let me do a little bit more research. So I immediately went into research mode, just like I do. Come to find out that Imane, born female, male on a birth certificate, male on a passport, and oh yeah, Algeria is one of those places.
Saying male.
Excuse me. Let me repeat. Imane was born female, female on her passport.
Yes.
Also, Algeria outlaws any transitioning, doesn't recognize transgender or anything. Imane is a female.
It is a Muslim country.
Yeah. And let me tell you something about Muslims as compared to Christians. Not saying one religion is better than the other. Muslims are less likely to skirt their beliefs than, say, Christians who say they're Christians but don't follow the teachings of Jesus. I'm not going to go here nor there. I'm just saying that when they say we ain't about this, they not about it under any circumstances. So she's coming from a country that this doesn't exist. And you had so many people on social media, and we'll get into more of that later, but I want to get your thoughts. So many people on social media that was just spreading misinformation. And I was like, it literally took me 15 minutes to do a Google search to be like, oh, this isn't true. And people don't do that.
No.
So I sent this to you, said I wanted to talk about it, and we'll get more of my thoughts, but I'm curious to get some of your thoughts about this whole situation.
Well, the situation started when she was fighting Italy's Angela Carini. Am I getting that name right?
You got the last name right. You got the last name right.
I know it's her. Oh Lord,
Carini is the last name. I have it in the rundown, but for some strange reason,
it is Angela Carini.
Yeah, Angela Carini. Yeah, I had it in the rundown. For some reason, I just cut it all off and just put Carini. But yes, Angela Carini.
So Imane and Carini were facing off, and Imane hit her with a strong blow to the face. And after 46 seconds, Carini pulls out of the fight, bursts into tears, and she says, "This isn't fair." What she was talking about was it was the end of her Olympic hopes.
Right.
That's what she was talking about. Okay. Yeah. She says in a statement, "I put it into the match because after the second blow, I felt a strong pain in my nose." So that's why she put the end to them. She never says she never had an issue with fighting Imane to begin with. She never says anything about Imane's gender. She's upset, angry frustrated because her Olympic dreams are over.
And there's more detail to that particular story, but yeah, continue on.
But of course, the internet, the garbage pail place that it is, took that, and you have, prominent anti-trans folks like J.K. Rowling. I believe even J.D. Vance weighed in, the vice presidential nominee, releasing all, I think Elon Musk, who, again, that's not surprising to me because he's a garbage human being, running with this fully inaccurate story. And like you said, of her being trans, but like you said, this is based on her initial disqualification in 2023 by the IBA. Right. So, according to Vox, in 2023, Imane and Taiwanese boxer Lin Yu-ting hope to compete in the Boxing World Championships held by the IBA in New Delhi, India, but they were disqualified. And what they were disqualified for was extremely vague and, according to the IOC, arbitrary. The IBA president reportedly told in a Russian outlet at the time that both Imane and Lin had XY chromosomes, which is the chromosomal composition most commonly seen in people assigned male at birth. They are both cis women.
Mm-hmm. Please explain, because you got some idiots that are going to see this and listen to it and don't even understand what cis means.
Cis means you identify with the sex you were born as. So they were born as women. I mean, I don't know how else to say that. They were born biologically female. They have lived their lives as biologically female and identifying as women. They have competed as women. They are women, period. So exactly what led to those statements by the IBA president, unclear. They did not disclose any documentation or reveal what tests were conducted. They just let people's imaginations run wild. Now, in a statement in 2023, the IBA did say that Imane and Lin both did not, quote, undergo a testosterone examination, but were subject to separate and recognized tests whereby the specifics remain confidential, and that the tests, quote, conclusively indicate both athletes have competitive advantages over other female competitors. That is so vague about what that could possibly mean. Do they have more muscle? Okay, that might put them at an advantage over the, okay. I don't know. That gives no explanation to why they were disqualified. Okay, especially since they competed the year before in the World Championships.
Exactly.
So that's where all of this is coming from. Listen, there is nothing. We're not saying there's nothing wrong with being trans. We're just saying this young woman is not it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, and to not to make it seem like to make it a mark, I guess, against the way that she has been performing in the Olympics thus far, already guaranteed a bronze medal. That's already a guarantee. To try to besmirch that, and this is not the first time that this has happened.
This isn't the first time it happened in the Olympics. There's another case that wasn't as prominent as this because news organizations didn't really jump out on it. This was more of a social media thing. But Iona Mayer, a rugby player for the U.S., was accused of being transgender and had to go on social media crying like, no, I'm not. This is how I was. This is who I am as a person. This is just my biology. I'm just a big woman. Sometimes
Yes.
we're big, and sometimes we have quote unquote masculine features like a strong jaw or things like that. Yes,
But that's
this
not
happens.
but it's my natural face,
This
and
natural face.
these are the muscles in the body that I worked for and that I was born with. Like, you asked each country to send their best, and when they do, you question it.
Well, it's because of this anti-trans sentiment that is spreading throughout the world, and I really hate it. Somebody sent me something the other day. A friend of mine sent me something a video the other day, and in the video that they sent me, it was a guy talking about how Planet Fitness had lost $400 million because there was a trans guy in the women's bathroom and a 12-year-old girl was sitting in the corner with a towel shaking. And they had a picture of this guy, and that Planet Fitness lost all this money. And the person sent me the video, and I said to them, you know me. This video doesn't seem right. I'm going to do some research. Sure enough, I did some research because that's just, I guess I'm a researcher. I guess because I'm a historian, I'm a researcher. Sure enough, I did some research. Planet Fitness did lose $400 million. There was a situation where a man had inappropriately touched a woman. That wasn't this case. This was just the normal perv. It had nothing to do with trans people at all. So
No.
what right wing, and it started with TikTok libs, try to do is take a situation where a trans person was in a bathroom at Planet Fitness and say that the $400 million lawsuit or loss to Planet Fitness was related to that, when it wasn't. It was related to something else. So they tried to combine these whole things for a whole right-wing push that did not exist. And the picture, come to find out, has been debunked, that this picture that was a man in a locker room has been debunked and saying that this was not the case. So there's so much misinformation on social media, and people will run with it because they have this bigotry and they're looking for anything to back up their bigotry. People want to hate in a group. They don't want to
Yeah.
be hate. They don't want to hate by themselves. So then when they find any information that backs up their hate, whether it's true or false, they're going to run with it and not try to find anything to dispel their hate, because people want to hate. Think about it. People love hate more than they love love. You know how I know this? People have more criticism and people will complain way more than they will ever give praise. You don't believe me? Ask yourself, how often have you gone to a restaurant or had to deal with customer service and you get a bad experience and you immediately complain? And you'll complain to anybody that's listening. But how often do you go to a restaurant or deal with customer service and it's a really pleasurable experience and you praise it, or you fill out the little uh, application or survey at the end of the customer service rep? It was like, hey, if you enjoyed it, fill out the survey. And it was like, this was pleasant. And most of the time you either exit out the window, hang up the phone, and you don't fill it out. But if there was a bad situation, you immediately go to the complaint. People love to hate more than love, and they want to claim that that's not the case, but it absolutely is the case for the majority of people out there. I know that people are going to be like, Bruce, what the hell are you saying? I'm being real here. You don't want
Yeah.
to acknowledge it in yourself, but you know for a fact you'll complain more than you praise. So those people that are on the social media that have these bigoted hatred thoughts in their head are going to look for people that are like-minded and look for information that backs up their claim and don't want to be proven wrong, despite the fact that there have been news organizations like the Boston Globe who have retracted their statements saying that yes, Imane was not transgender and we made a mistake. Imane is biologically female and has been biologically female her entire life. Despite the fact that news organizations are retracting the statement, there's still going to be a certain segment of the population that either not going to get that information, not going to see the retraction, or don't care about the retraction.
Yeah. It's gonna be the latter. They don't care.
Yeah.
Because they've already gotten it in their heads that this is an issue. It's not. It's not an issue, but they've already gotten in their heads that this is an issue. And And it goes without saying that this is typically something that you see a charge against Black and brown women in sports. Serena Williams faced accusations, Brittany Griner. So I just don't understand what people are looking for. You're looking for the best. We're sending you the best. And then
it's always a problem.
It's always a problem. It's always a problem. And when the best come and show up and show what women are capable of and what women can do, and the way that we can push our bodies just like men, and we can achieve amazing things and world records and Olympic records, and just like everybody else, just like men, we're capable of these things as well. I don't understand. You call yourself a feminist and you believe that women are capable of doing anything, and then when they do anything, then you immediately charge them with being men. So do you like women at all?
No.
A lot of ladies need to ask themselves that question.
Right. Like the world. Me and you have had these conversations on this podcast and in private.
Yeah.
The world has demonstrated throughout its history don't like women. Not just men. Women don't like, some women don't like women. Like it's not an issue of just men hating on women, but they do. It's women hating on women as well. It's like, why? I love women, and not
patriarchy.
Yeah.
The patriarchy. They believe it.
Let's get into some of these official statements and corrections. The IOC, the International Olympic Committee, and other organizations have clarified that Imane is eligible to compete in the Olympics. The IOC confirmed that Imane was assigned female at birth, and her passport reflects this. Additionally, there's no evidence to support claims that Imane is transgender or has differences in sex development, DSD. Now, we're not going to get into specifically DSD, but what I learned from all this is sex development, and also why certain people that are biologically female may still have an XY chromosome, because that's another thing that a lot of people are harping on. You've got an XY chromosome, you're a male. No, and there are situations in people's lives where they have XY, XXX, XYY. Like there are different things, and I'm going to get into that later. But I found it interesting. I feel so bad for Imane.
Yeah.
So bad. I sent you a text. I think we were talking yesterday, and you were talking about Angela Carini. And I said, there's more to that story than what you think.
Right.
And I feel bad for her as well, because she became for a brief minute before she had to come out and make a statement. And by the way, she shouldn't have had to come out and make a statement, but she had to, right?
Yeah.
She became a poster child for transgender hate, kind of like Caitlin Clark became a poster child for racism in America. And Caitlin Clark didn't have anything to do with it. Angela didn't have anything to do with this. So why did Angela drop down to her knees? It wasn't just the fact that she didn't reach her dream in the Olympics. Her father wasn't just her father. He was also her boxing coach, and he passed away shortly after she competed in the 2022 Olympics. She dedicated all of the last 4 years to compete in his memory. So when she took that shot, and she said she took a shot, people were like, it barely phased her. People also said that Muhammad Ali didn't knock out Sonny Liston with that phantom punch, but if you slow it down, you see he connected, right? So Imane connects her, hits her in the face, and Angela is like, she hit me really hard. She hit me really hard in the nose, and I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
And at that point, it became a situation where I'm not going to risk my life. And some people will say, well, you fought so hard to get to the Olympics. You either leave it all out on the floor or you don't. If you die, you die. This ain't Rocky. First of all, this ain't Rocky. And she just lost her father a couple of years ago. She had a multitude of emotions. So this was the reason why she dropped down to her knees and she was crying. It had nothing to do with Imane. And I know there was the big deal about her not shaking Imane's hand. This woman had dedicated her entire last 4 years and dedication to her father and fell short because she legitimately felt like her life was in danger in this ring. She couldn't breathe. She took the shot from the nose and she couldn't breathe. I don't know about you guys, but when you got a mouthpiece in and you can't breathe through your nose, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I have stopped a fight that I was in because I got hit in my nose.
Well, yeah, you had a lot of issues with your nose growing up.
Yeah. Well, it was broken.
It was broken all your life.
I didn't know that. But let me tell you something. When you get hit in your nose and it breaks, people are probably going to be like, Jonna, what fights did you stop? I took karate when I was young.
Yes.
And I will stop a fight. But let me tell you something. When you get hit square in the nose,
all bets is off.
It's like electricity shoots through your face. Like, I can't describe to you the feel. And I will shake them gloves right off and be like, I'm done.
I'm done. And that's what Angela did. But at the very same time that she's dealing with the realization that she's not going to fare the way she wanted to in the Olympics.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't imagine what she was going through in the process of grief for her father. But there's that connection with boxing and her father is there.
Yeah.
And to have to come out after this devastating loss and the shock of your father's gone, this was a thing that you have, and her boxing career might be over, maybe. And to have to come out and make a statement saying that this didn't have anything to do. She apologized to Imane and everyone else affected by the incident and emphasized that she had no personal animosity towards Imane. She expressed a desire to meet Imane again and embrace her and show willingness to move past the controversy. And the fact that she had to come out and make this statement when she's dealing with all this other stuff, not comparing the Imane, the issues that Imane is dealing with and the issues that Angela is dealing with. We don't have to do a trauma comparison. Just that both of these women are going through some BS because some people want to make a political statement on bigotry and hatred. Now, I talked about the XY chromosome, and a woman can have an XY chromosome due to genetic conditions. One such condition is Sawyer syndrome. Individuals with Sawyer syndrome have an XY chromosome makeup, typically associated with males, but develop as females. They have normal female reproductive organs, such as a uterus, fallopian tubes, and vagina, but their ovaries do not develop properly. Another condition is androgen insensitivity syndrome, or AIS. People with AIS have an XY chromosome, but their bodies are unable to respond to male sex hormones. As a result, they develop female physical traits despite having male chromosomes. Turner syndrome. This condition affects females who typically have one X chromosome. Did you know that, ladies and gentlemen? You don't necessarily have to have two X's. You can have one X. It can lead to a short stature, webbed neck, and incomplete development of secondary sex characteristics. Klinefelter syndrome. This condition affects males who have an extra X chromosome. That would be an XXY. It can result in reduced muscle mass, facial hair, and body hair, as well as enlarged breast tissue. Triple X syndrome, also known as trisomy X or triple X, and we're not talking about porn. We're talking about
or those cartoon alcohol jugs.
Oh, right, because they have the triple X too. This condition affects females who have an extra X chromosome. Many individuals with this condition have no or mild symptoms, but some may experience developmental delays and learning disabilities. The XYY syndrome. This condition affects males who have an extra Y chromosome. It can lead to taller than average height and may be associated with learning difficulties and behavior problems. And then the Fragile X syndrome. This is a genetic disorder caused by a mutation of the X chromosome. It can lead to intellectual disabilities, behavior and learning challenges, and various physical characteristics. There are so many different syndromes that affect the chromosomes in our body. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's not simply XX and XY.
Right.
It's a multitude of different things.
To be clear, we're not saying that Imane has DSD, Because there's no evidence that she has DSD either.
No, this is to combat those people, because there was some rumor going around social media that she had an XY chromosome. This is specifically to combat those people who are claiming, unsubstantiated, that she has an XY chromosome. Guess what? Even if she did, there's an explanation for that. She's still female. So, and you know what? This all took 15 to 20 minutes. And I learned something new, because I knew none of this.
Yeah.
I knew none of this. So in a way,
yeah, because we're not all geneticists.
Right.
And so if you're not a geneticist, keep your mouth closed. Because like, if you're not a geneticist and not willing to learn that there are a myriad of ways that chromosomes can present in people, like, be quiet. But I do want to give a shout out to the IOC President, Thomas Bach, who has been definitive and very clear and very against all of the hate and basically abuse that Imane and players, athletes like her have received online. He has been very clear about, this is a woman and she is eligible to compete. She's been eligible to compete. She's going to continue to be eligible to compete. Where he's like, we will not take part in a politically motivated culture war. And he has called the abuse and the aggression and the hate speech totally unacceptable. So shout out to him for being very clear and very definitive and standing up for his athletes.
And I shout out to him. And I will also say this: as much bigotry and hatred I saw on social media, I saw a lot of people coming with facts and defending Imane. And that gives me hope. That really good. You know, I'm all about hope. You know, that's what Superman stands for. That's what the Kryptonian symbol stands for. It stands for hope.
Yeah.
So I'm all about hope. That gives me hope that and I'm seeing it a lot in this presidential cycle. I'm seeing a lot of people use social media to check misinformation.
Yeah.
I would like for news organizations not to be first, but to be right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were running on that. And some people, Logan Paul made a comment. If you don't know who Logan Paul is, he's a YouTube star. He was also the United States champion for the WWE, but he lost last night to L.A. Knight as I was watching SummerSlam. Because that's what I was watching instead of the Olympics. I was watching WWE SummerSlam. And he made a comment that about Imane, and it was like, this is a disgrace. Men, shouldn't be fighting women. And then did like a oopsie when he found out that he was wrong, but not a real apology. And then he doubled down. Anybody that believes that a man should fight a woman, like, nobody believes that. Like,
nobody believes that.
Nobody
believes that.
Nobody believes that. So, like, just apologize.
We don't even believe that people in different weight classes should fight. That's why. That's why if you look in boxing, there are different weight classes. Like, we don't.
I don't believe that he should have fought Floyd Mayweather because he's in a different weight class. What is he talking about? The hypocrite.
I don't understand. I don't understand it.
Just people, man. Just people. You know what? I say it over and over and over and over again, and I'm going to keep stressing it. People, quit being dumb. Like, I mean.
Like, just try.
Just try. Just, if you get some information, don't take it for face value. Go and do your own research and do real research. Real research.
I love
and don't
that.
Just read headlines, read the article.
And I love that for my friends, I am the research.
Right.
Like, whenever a story comes out or they hear something, I immediately get texts or call. I heard about this. Is this true? Like, because I'm going to do my due diligence and let them know, hey, I haven't seen this on any reputable news organizations. I would take that with a grain of salt. Or, yes, that is true. Caveat, here's what's actually going on. Like, even if you just want to hit up that one friend that is going to look it up for you and has no problem with doing that.
You know what, though?
Go ahead.
People do that to me as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not your Google. You can do the work yourself. But because they send me something so interesting, I end up doing it
Yeah.
anyway.
But
Because it
also, like, we have backgrounds in research. Not
yeah,
everybody does. So when people trust us to say what is the truth and what is false, like, I'm okay with that because I know that I spent my collegiate career becoming a researcher, and then I'm about to continue on
right.
postgraduate and continue on as a researcher. So if people are looking at me like, you will research something and find out what's the truth, okay, I will. Not everybody has got that. Sometimes people just don't know where to look or where to go or the things to look for. And
That's
so
true.
it does not bother me at all when y'all text me and ask, is this true? Should I believe this?
I guess you're right. That's another way to look at it. I'm like, why can't you just do what I do? But also, you're very right. We were trained collegiately to research.
To research.
So,
So
okay, all right.
it kinda is, a lot of people, you don't know where to find the information because you heard something. What's that? How is that different from hearing something else? Hearing the opposite. Like, how do
Yeah,
you
you're
know
right.
what to trust? How do you know? A lot of people don't know nothing about peer-reviewed studies.
This is true. All
Okay.
right. We're gonna continue being messy because I haven't been watching the Olympics. I told you it's been about the stories for me.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
I'm going to continue. We're going to continue to be messy as we talk more about the Olympics and Simone Biles next. All right, sis. You brought her up earlier.
Mhm.
We're going to get more into detail about her. But I also want to get into the messiness. So, Simone Biles, what you
Yeah.
got on Simone?
Simone Biles. First of all, I have no words for the level of just extraordinary, once in a lifetime talent that is Simone Biles.
Hmm.
I just had to say that. That's just me. But Simone Biles has been making headlines at the 2024 Paris Olympics with her incredible performances. She won the gold medal in women's vault finals. She showcased her signature Yurchenko double pike, which is also known as the Biles 2. That's right. She has moves named after her because they are because she just can't be stopped. Like I
Can't stop, won't stop.
like I have goosebumps right now talking about her because how incredible she is. This victory adds to her impressive collection of Olympic medals, making her the most decorated American gymnast of all time. Additionally, she claimed her second Olympic all-around title, further solidifying her status as the GOAT. She is the greatest of all time. However, there has been some controversy on
It
social
is.
media involving Simone Biles and her former Olympic teammate, if you could call her that, Makayla Skinner. This is not to be confused with Makayla Maroney. Please, y'all, do not confuse her with Makayla Maroney, who
Because
is
I did that.
also, yes, who is also an amazing gymnast and part of that 2016 team. So please this is not Makayla Maroney. Makayla Skinner. Skinner criticized the work ethic and talent of the current U.S. women's Olympic gymnastics team, which led to a public exchange between the two gymnasts. Now, it has to be said, Makayla Skinner was an alternate. Okay, let's put it into perspective here, and nowhere near GOAT status. So
Well, nobody's near
you
ghost status. That's only Simone.
right. So the fact that she even called herself commenting on this, I find very funny, but whatever. Biles responded with a cryptic Instagram when they won the medal, and she posted the caption said, "Lack of talent, lazy Olympic champions." And the post seemed to address Skinner's comments, and the situation escalated when Skinner blocked Biles on social media. Biles tweeted about the occasion, and Olympic teammate Jordan Childs, who I also just adore, posted on her Instagram story as well. This goes way back to an interview with Skinner when she appeared in a now deleted YouTube video that has gone viral, where she criticized the team and the coaches of Team USA. Skinner went on to say, quote, "Besides Simone, I feel like the talent and the depth just isn't what it used to be. I mean, obviously, a lot of girls don't work as hard. The girls don't have the work ethic." I would also like to point out that Suni Lee is also an Olympic medalist. She earned bronze on the uneven bars apparatus just today. So the work ethic is there.
And who cares if she was right? If she was like, they don't work hard and they don't have work ethic. You know what they got? Talent.
Talent.
and Makayla, man, had the work ethic and be determined, but she was an alternate.
Yeah.
So
she didn't have the talent.
It's given off bitter to me.
It's given real bitter.
Yeah.
It's given real bitter. It's given, I didn't make it and I'm not ever gonna make it. And this is something I worked my life for, and I don't have any moves named after me. I mean, it reminds me of, and I'm gonna paraphrase because I don't know the exact quote, but I believe it was Venus Williams who said, "We do what we do, and y'all write the articles about it." Okay, that's a complete paraphrase because that's not what she said.
Right.
But that's in essence what she said.
Right.
I'm an athlete. You're a reporter. Okay, so it's given that. It's given very much that. Simone also, when they won the team all around, they won gold, put on her diamond goat necklace.
Okay.
Jordan Childs had her grills in with her gold medal. I just love this team. And of course, Sunija Lee, who is instrumental for this team, especially on uneven bars, who fought back, who 3 years ago was diagnosed with 2 kidney diseases that almost ended her career. And the fact that in 3 years she was able to fight her way back to the Olympics, not only to fight her way back, but to medal. Amazing. And then also shout out to Sha'Carri, who won bronze in the vault. Shout out to her as well. No, the talent is there. The work ethic is there. And Simone was dead on with the, oh yeah, here we're lazy world. Here we are as world champions and Olympic
shout out
champions.
to Simone Biles for coming back from the twisties. Now, I'm not a gymnast, never been a gymnast, don't want to try to be a gymnast.
I was a gymnast for about 6 months.
I remember that. I do remember that. Yes.
I was a gymnast for about 6 months.
I remember you tumbling.
And then I quit once they put me on the high balance beam when I told them I did not want to be on that balance beam. I would like to be on the little one that the other little girls my age were on, but because I was bigger than them, I had to go. And the second I fell off, I got up, I dusted myself off, I walked over to Mom, and I said, "It's time to go." And she just got up and walked out with me, and that was it. And I never went back to gymnastics. Because again, I will end a fight and I will walk away. This is why I'm not an Olympian today. This is why I'm a spectator.
That's the reason why. Okay. Yeah, no, to come back and I don't know what I'm watching. Like, I don't know what I'm watching, but I do know what I'm watching is awe-inspiring.
Yes.
So
the height that Simone gets on her flips, on her passes, like she gets 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 feet in the air. And this is a 4'8" woman.
This is a little person.
Yes. And the height that she gets, It's incredible. And she does things that other gymnasts cannot do. I have seen men do the Yurchenko double pike or whatever and not stick the landing.
You mean the Biles too?
The Biles too. I have seen men do the Biles too and not stick the landing the way she sticks it. So like just amazing. Yeah. And truly the GOAT. And she had to clear somebody that I follow on TikTok. So we have been given her husband, whose name still escapes me, a hard time. We have been giving him a hard time since he appeared on that podcast and tried to make it seem like he didn't know who she was. Okay. This world champion. And we have been on him since then because to us, you are Simone Biles' husband. Okay.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that because Alexis Ohanian, founder of Reddit, but the billionaire, okay, is firmly of the belief that he is solely and only Serena Williams' husband and father of Olympia. That is who he is. Like,
their daughter's name is Olympia?
You know it.
Okay, know it. I just found that out. Okay. Yes. All right.
Because her mom's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now then we see him 2024 Olympics. He's in the audience. He's with her parents and is adorable. He has his score sheet out and he is taking score and really paying attention. And we're like, we love it. We love it. Okay. Then later takes a photo after she wins her first gold and he's wearing the gold medal. So one of a creator that I follow called him out. She's take that off. You didn't do any of those flips and dips and nothing. Take that off. You ain't got no business wearing her gold medal. That's hers. She earned that. Simone gets in the chat. Simone comments and says, the funny thing is, I put my medal on my entire family and they all took pictures with it. Do not make assumptions. Y'all are so miserable. And this creator makes another video and says, you are right, ma'am, and I apologize. And that's all you can do. When Simone clears you, you take it. You take it and you just be thankful that she even saw your video. And you be like, you are right, ma'am. That is your husband and your medal, and you could do whatever. And I am sorry. And you are right. And that's all you can do.
Yeah, because the creator was wrong in the first place. Not even if that was the case, even if he just put the medals on and took a picture of it, he's already demonstrated the fact that he supports his woman.
Yes.
Why are you
he's there trying to be her biggest fan. And she even said, I might be bitter. You know what? I might be bitter. You are right, Simone. Because Simone said, y'all are bitter and miserable. And she was like, yeah, that might be true. You might have told me something about my life that I didn't know.
You know what? Sometimes people can tell you about yourself and things that you didn't even know.
You might have some blind spots and you don't realize it, but don't worry, Simone Biles will get you together.
Simone Biles gonna tell you who you are.
In a New York minute. Quicker than she does that Yurchenko double pike.
quicker than she does the Biles too.
Quicker than she does that run down the runway to do that Biles too.
That's another thing. She could have ran track. She fast. Well, I mean, all short people are fast. Look, Simone Biles, brilliant Olympian. I'm about to get messy. Simone Biles, brilliant Olympian, beautiful woman.
Yes.
I'm 6'4", probably around 230 right now, 235. I'm a bigger guy.
Yeah.
I can't, and I've dated short women. My ex-wife was short. I dated a firefighter one time. She was 4'11" and a half.
Yeah.
She's 4'11" and a half.
Because one thing, a short woman would love her, a tall man. I don't understand it.
And I don't know. I've dated a lot of short women for some strange reason.
Yeah.
I think I know what the reason is, but we're not gonna get into that. 4'8" is a little person. I can't date 4'8". So that just looks weird.
Yeah, she's
4'8". That just looks weird to me. Especially because her husband is an NFL player, but he's not exceptionally tall. He's more on the average height. I think he's
Jonathan Owens. Let me not
Jonathan
get
Owens.
that.
I think he's like
Yeah. He's
5'11".
5'11".
Yeah.
He's
So 5'11" to 4'8", I guess doesn't look really ridiculous because if you,
she's up to below his shoulder when they're standing next to each other. I'm looking at photos of them.
but for
She's
me, who's
at
5
his
inches
pec.
taller than him,
Yeah.
that's like somebody being 5'1". And I have pictures of women that I dated that are 5'1" standing next to me, and they look miniature. So I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine dating somebody 5 inches shorter than that. It just looks weird to me. That just looks weird to me. I know she's a grown woman.
Yes.
However, it's given little girl. And that just is weird to me.
No, she's a grown woman.
I know she's a grown woman. I know she's a grown woman. But if she walked up to me, "Hi, I'm Simone Biles. I'm leaving my husband. Would you like to go on a date?" I'd be like, "Simone Biles, you're beautiful. I know you're a grown woman. No, I can't. You're just too short for me." I'm sorry, Simone Biles. You're just too short.
That's absolutely ridiculous. That girl is silent, and she could literally jump over you.
Well, if she got to run a start, she could jump over me.
She could at a run and start.
Yeah, run and start. She can't
if
just
you
jump
on the
over me
other
now.
side, if she's doing floor exercises and you on the other side of the floor, she is going to get that run and start, and she is going to do a full flip, half turn, flip, pike. I don't know the things, but she gonna do it right over the top of your head with feet clearance because she's gotten up to 12 feet 9 inches before. So she will clear you.
She gonna do that Kamichi 2000?
She gonna do the Simone 2024.
No, but I'm really happy for her.
Yes.
I'm really happy. I'm really happy that, she checking people on social media, because that's what sometimes you just gotta check people on social media. I'm real glad she checked Makayla. I was really happy that it wasn't Makayla that I thought it was, because I was like, not that Makayla. I can't believe it, because this Michaela Skinner got a little history of some racist comments. So we didn't really get into that. And that, I think it's given a lot of, I'm jealous, I'm not good enough, and how is this black person going to be better than me? I don't like it. That's what it's given, but we didn't really get into that, and we don't really need to get into that. We just going to celebrate Simone Biles being the greatest gymnast that has ever existed. I'm going to say male or female gymnast, period. That's what I'm going to say.
She's just truly amazing.
The Olympics, ladies and gentlemen, how many more days is left in the Olympics? Because the Olympics is only 16 days.
It's 16 days, and I think today is day 9.
Okay. Well, you're going to have a couple of more days to watch before your trip.
Yes.
So I know you're excited about that, but you probably...
I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to track and field, but I do have a tiny rant. It's not even a rant.
Okay, go.
It's just Paris Olympics Committee, get it together. Because the fact that I did not get a chance to see Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce in the women's 100-meter final because y'all would not let her and Sha'Carri Richardson in the gate is insane.
Wait a minute, what?
Yes. So there was a last-minute change the night before that in order to get onto the track and to where the athletes warm up, you have to be on the team bus from the Olympic Village.
Mm-hmm.
Sha'Carri Richardson and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce are not staying in the Olympic Village.
Okay.
So they took private transportation. They were not informed that they had to be on the team bus from the Olympic Village in order to get in. So they get there and they're not being let into the gate. They didn't get to warm up. So Sha'Carri Richardson gets silver in that race, even though no hate to the St. Lucian runner who did get the gold. It's the first Olympic medal for St. Lucia, and it's a gold. She ran an amazing race. But Sha'Carri didn't get to warm up. Shelly-Ann, because she didn't get to warm up, said, I can't do it. I can't run. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even get a chance to warm up. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce has been on an Olympic track for 20 years, medaling. She is women's, like the way Usain Bolt, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is that. Okay, like, and so her face, her being Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce should have let her in the gate. Mm-hmm. And the fact that Sha'Carri Richardson's face is literally everywhere. Mm-hmm. As for her Olympic debut, being the fastest woman in the world right now. Their face should have been what let them in the gate. Yeah. The fact that Sha'Carri Richardson is sitting on a curb outside of the gates, outside the track, not being able to warm up because they would not let her in, is insanity to me. Somebody getting fired if they not already. Because I can understand maybe if it's a lesser known runner, you don't, maybe, I don't know. No. Yeah. We're talking about Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is an institution in women's track. Mm-hmm. She is that girl. Mm-hmm. And Sha'Carri Richardson's face is everywhere. Mm-hmm. That's their ticket in. Are you kidding me? All you had to do was call me. And I'd have been like, let me see. That's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Sha'Carri Richardson. Let them in the gate. The hell?
Not call you.
All they had to do was call me. And I could have told you, let them in the gate. So Paris Olympic Committee, this is not the first issue that we've had in Paris. The Seine was deemed not safe for the swimmers of the triathlon, so they had to clean the river out and all that. Get it together, Paris Olympic Committee. Get it together. That's all I have to say about that. Because are you kidding me? This is probably Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce's final Olympics, and we got cheated out of an opportunity to see her run. Ridiculous.
And ladies and gentlemen, on that note, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And until next time, as always, I'll holla. Whew. That was a hell of a show. Thank you for rocking with us here on Unsolicited Perspectives with Bruce Anthony. Now, before you go, don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, comment, and share our podcast wherever you're listening or watching it to it. Pass it along to your friends. If you enjoy it, that means the people that you rock with will enjoy it also. So share the wealth, share the knowledge, share the noise. And for all those people that say, well, I don't have a YouTube. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can actually watch our video podcast. But the real party is on our Patreon page, After Hours Uncensored and Talking Straight-ish. After Hours Uncensored is another show with my sister. And once again, the key word there is uncensored. Those are exclusively on our Patreon page. Jump onto our website at unsolicitedperspectives.com for all things us. That's where you can get all of our audio, video, our blogs, and even buy our merch. And if you're really feeling genuine and want to help us out, you can donate on our donations page. Donations go strictly to improving our software and hardware so we can keep giving you guys good content that you can clearly listen to and that you can clearly see. So any donation would be appreciative. Most importantly, I want to say thank you for listening and watching and supporting us. And I'll catch you next time. Audi 5000. Peace.